everybody, my name is Michelle and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. Even though again it is already Thursday, so at this point I'm just accepting that I always start weekly reading vlogs halfway through the week. Don't really know why, I just never feel like filming the first couple of days during the week and then I just film the last half. But you know, it's better than no reading vlog at all, so we're just going with it. Anyway, it is also the second week of the Make Your Mid-Taker Readathon, which is a mid-inspired readathon that takes place during the entirety of June. If you want to see my TBR for this readathon, I will leave a link down below in the description box. I'm following a couple of paths, mainly the path to become a monarch, and I finished 2 books last week. And now I'm currently reading 2 other books, and if I finish those, then I have finished this path and this sort of like challenge, the first part of the readathon. So let me just tell you what I'm currently reading. Already I have to confess that I've changed a little bit from my original TBR, but only 1 book, so you know, it's still fine. So the book that I changed, so it's another one than I had on my TBR, is Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. This is a very interesting book. It is about a black woman named Dana. Dana lives in the 1970s in the United States, but somehow she's being transported back into the past because she has a special connection with a boy named Rufus, and every time he is in danger, he calls Dana to him and she comes to rescue him. But of course, she is a black woman then on a slave plantation in the early 1800s, so it's very dangerous for her. This is such an interesting concept and such an interesting story that I bought it last week and I just had to read it straight away. So I fell into it quite easily and I'm now at page 89, and so far it has been amazing. And well, not amazing as in the things that are happening because those are horrible, but amazing as in how it is written, and I love it. And it is just wow, such an original concept for a book and a story, and it's just definitely very informative and eye-opening, because how would it be if you transport back to the past without wanting to during a time where you are considered a slave? And it's just how Dana copes with that and how she tries to survive and everything. And I think it's very well written, and it's actually kind of a bit of an older book because it was written in the 1970s and published, so I didn't know that at first, but it's a bit of an older one, so I guess it's probably also a very well-known one, or at least like a well-received one because it's still around. And so far I am definitely impressed and I want to continue with it. Originally for this challenge, because the challenge is to read the book with the highest rating on your TBR, well, I wasn't going to do that anyway because the highest rated book on my TBR is like, what was it called? The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. I'm not going to read that because it's just too long. I'm not in the mood for such a massive fantasy book. But this one is also very highly rated. I don't know exactly. It's above a 4.0 rating on Goodreads. I think it's high enough, so I was already cheating with this challenge, so I'm just cheating with another book than I had originally planned, and we're just going with it. And the second book that I'm also reading was for the challenge to reread an old favorite, and that is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I'm listening to the audiobook of this. Eleanor Oliphant is one of my favorite books. I love it so much. It's such an amazing book, and I can never get enough of it, so I'm so happy that I'm rereading it again. It's about a woman named Eleanor Oliphant who always says that she's completely fine even though she's quite lonely, and she's also considered a bit strange. Throughout the book you get to learn more about her and you get to know her backstory and how her mind works and why she does certain things a certain way. And throughout this she also has a new friend named Raymond, and it's just wonderful. I love this book. It is funny, it is emotional, it is very much about loneliness and friendship, and I just love the friendships in this book so much. It's just heartwarming and I can never get enough of it. So I'm listening to the audiobook once again. I've listened to the audiobook before, and this book is actually, it takes place in Scotland, so the audiobook is being narrated with a Scottish accent, which sort of is stuck in my head right now, which is weird because I was like reading Kindred earlier, like last night, and just somehow I started to read it in a Scottish accent in my head, and I don't know, it really sticks when I hear something like that. So that's the only downside, but it is sort of funny. And yeah, I'm almost actually already done with this one. I only have 1 hour of audiobook left because, as I mentioned before, it is already Thursday. It's already later in the week, and yeah. At least I'm telling you about it before I've actually finished it. And as always, I really love it. I know this is a 5-star read book because it always is. Do really love the challenge of rereading an old favorite because I do that anyway a lot of the time. And this is one that I'm so happy to be reading again. I love this book so much. You should really read it. It's one of my all-time favorites. That is pretty much it for reading right now. Apart from that, I don't know if you can notice, but I have been to the hairdressers today, and I can hear you think, if you have been watching my reading vlogs, Michelle, haven't you been to the hairdressers like 3 weeks ago? That's true. I went to the hairdressers 3 weeks ago, and that was mostly for a haircut. But now I went to, yeah, sort of like, I don't know if you can tell with the lighting and everything, but I got some lighter bits. I don't know the proper word for it. Balayage, I guess. So yeah, I got some bits that are blonder or lighter up here. I had that before, but it was grown out until here, so it had to be redone. And you can definitely see like the lighter bits, and it's also, it sort of has like a, well, maybe not reddish this time, but sort of like a peach color. I was asking for a bit of rose gold, so I guess it's sort of in there. I love it so much. I cannot stop looking at it because I love to have sort of like a lighter hair color for the summer, even though it's still, you know, dark up here, because I always loved that. And now it's all nice and pretty again, and it takes a while because like this has to be done very precisely and it takes a lot of time. But I'm done, and I had that this morning and it was so relaxed because I just could read and I could do nothing, and I really love to have my hair done. So I'm happy that it's, you know, suitable for summer again, because from what I've heard, it's going to be so warm this weekend. Very interesting to see how that is going to go, because I'm not always the best person in combination with warm weather. But anyway, my hair looks suitable for that. So, you know, that is at least something. So it is Sunday, and I think we can all agree that this is not going to be my best reading vlog. Really did not feel like filming anything this week, so it's going to be a bit of a shorter one, probably not the most exciting one. As I mentioned before in another video, like June is just not going to be like my best month for videos. I'm not going to do like sit down videos, and my vlogs might be a bit shorter, might be a bit all over the place, because I'm extremely busy with school, so I don't have the time. But in July I will be back with like lots of new things, so bear with me. I still want to do some vlogs to keep you updated and still have a bit of content, but it's just not going to be my best month for videos. I think we can all agree on that. But of course I now have again some reading updates, although first of all, not really a reading update, but I didn't do a makeup routine in this video. I'm not going to do one because it's already Sunday, it's already end of the week, but I do want to like sort of point out my makeup of today, because today I actually did a no makeup look, which is something I never do because usually when I do my makeup, like I go all in. I will do big eyeliner, lots of eyeshadow, but today I just did like, I focused more on my face and like my skin, and I did a no eyeliner, just a bit of like shimmer on my eyes and some mascara, and I'm actually really liking it. I don't know why I never do this. Somehow I feel like I look a bit weird if I don't wear eyeliner with other makeup, but now I'm actually really liking it. I think this might be more of a go-to look for the summer, especially now that the weather is getting warm again. So yeah, I don't know. I just really wanted to point it out because I feel like you guys love it when I sort of talk about makeup and such. And I do love that this sort of makeup also takes a lot less time than going full face with lots of eyeshadow. But although I still love going with like lots of eyeshadow, I will always love that. But I have been watching like a couple of nude or like neutral makeup looks tutorials on YouTube, and I wanted to do one myself, so that is sort of where I'm going for today, or what I'm going for today. Again, don't know if you find this interesting, but yeah, I sort of wanted to point it out because like I'm looking at it and I'm actually really liking it, so I might do it more often. Yeah, something completely random. Back to the reading updates. I did finish Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I finished it yesterday, and yeah, as always, I really loved it because I always really love this book. It is one of my favorites again. I feel like I'm always saying this in reading vlogs because I reread so many of my favorite books, and I just don't have that much to say about them because I already know them. I already know what's going to happen, and I already know that I will love them. In Eleanor Oliphant, it is still just wonderful, and it gives me so many emotions, and I love the audiobook. I love how it's narrated. I love how many cute and emotional moments there are in this book, and it always just gives me all the feels, and it makes me so happy to read this one. So I finished this one, and I guess then that also means that I've officially, no, not, because I still need to read one book. Scratch that, that's not true. I finished 3 books for the Make Your Mid-Taker Readathon so far, and yeah, I think that's pretty good. And that brings me on to like my other book that I haven't finished yet, but I have read more of it, and that is still Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. I am now at page, let me see, 202, so this much in, and I'm still really enjoying it. The stakes are so high, and I think it's such an interesting concept, and there are so many characters, and
A lot of them are like not likable, and all of them are so interesting in different ways. Some are interesting in negative ways, some in positive ways. It is such a interesting and unique book, and I'm really digging it. I also think that the writing style is very pleasant to read, and this book, it's not the biggest one, but also it is quite easy to go through the story. It's not like it's long or tedious at times. So yeah, I guess that is just also maybe going to be a new favorite. Still depends on the ending, but I'm really digging this concept and also the book itself and the writing and everything. I keep saying the same thing, but yeah, I'm still reading this. I think I will probably finish it tonight or maybe tomorrow, something around that. And then I have finished my first part for the Make Your Mid-Taker Readathon, because then I finished 4 books. So reading is still going great. Of course, I cannot do it as much as I want to, because I also have to read a lot for school and do a lot of things for school. I mean, I could include all the things that I read for school, like in this video as well, but I feel like it's just not that interesting. Although that's not really true. I find it very interesting. I love history, but it's more like I'm already working on it. I don't want to talk about it again and again, because it just is going to take up so much time. I'm just basically reading the entire day, either for school or because I enjoy it, like fiction and everything. So that is pretty much my life now. And that is also what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do more reading, writing, everything. Lots of things to do. Probably go for another walk in a little while. And the weather, by the way, it is so, I don't know how to say it in English, humid, I guess. It is just so, it is warm, but it's not sunny, and it's a bit of like sticky weather, if that makes sense. And I don't really like it all that much. I hate this kind of stickiness, and yeah. Hopefully it will get a bit sunnier this afternoon or tonight, because we are going to have a barbecue tonight. Like, we're doing that a lot these days, but I do really love that. So that is also something fun for today. Yeah, back to school, I guess. It is Monday, it's the end of another week and another reading vlog, and as always I'm going to give you a final reading update. So yesterday I did read more of Kindred, and I'm now at page 234, so I read a bit more of it, but I didn't finish it, unfortunately. I hope to do that either tonight or tomorrow night, something like that. I don't think it will be too long, so yeah, I feel pretty happy with my reading choices this week, because Kindred is incredibly good. I'm really enjoying it. It is so well written and it's such a powerful story. So I'm pretty sure I will finish this quite soon. And yeah, it definitely, I was just in the exact right reading mood for this one, I guess. And I really love the story and how important and powerful it was. And yeah, it's just, very happy that I read this one. Then of course I also started a new audiobook, because I completely forgot to mention it yesterday, but I started An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green and then listening to the audiobook. So I read this one last year, at the beginning of the year I think, and I loved it so much. This one was such a pleasant and unexpected surprise. In case you don't know, it's about a girl named April May, and she discovers this mysterious statue on the sidewalk of New York City. She calls it Carl and she makes a video with it, and that video goes viral because these statues have appeared all over the world. And April May becomes famous, and there's a lot more to the Carls than they initially thought. So it's so weird because it's sci-fi, but also very much about fame and YouTube and online, like being famous online. This book is so weird, but I really love it. And the reason that I'm now rereading it is because in a couple of weeks, I believe at the beginning of July, the sequel is coming out, and I'm so excited for that. So I want to reread this one to refreshen my memory and to get myself excited for the sequel, which I believe is called Foolish, something with foolish, I've forgotten the title. A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor, that's it. So yeah, reading this one again, and as I said, I'm listening to the audiobook, which I think is a very good audiobook. I've listened to it before last year, so this will be my 3rd time reading it, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying it as always. Again, another old favorite that I'm rereading through an audiobook. I feel like it's sort of becoming my brand at this point, but yeah, I'm so in the mood for rereading books, especially because there's so much school stuff. So reading new books is hard, especially with like audiobooks at the moment, but you know, I think I'm doing pretty well. And it is not part of my Make Your Mid-Taker Readathon TBR, so it doesn't really fit in one of the challenges or prompts, but I'm going to read it anyway because I feel like it. So that is pretty much what is happening right now. And again, I think that is pretty much it for this week. A shorter one, a little reading vlog, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And if you did, maybe go subscribe or give it a thumbs up. As always, I would really appreciate that. And hopefully I will see you again very soon in one of my next videos. Bye!